Hey guys, Craig Cole here from RoundAboutShow.com, and we're testing out a new product called ScratchPro. It's a 3-part system that's designed to remove scratches from your vehicle's paint job, and we're going to test it out on Ben's 2009 Pontiac G8 GT. He's got a little ding in the driver's side rear door. We're going to see how well this system really works. Well, here's the culprit, a nasty little blemish. We're going to try to clear that up for Ben. So the first thing you got to do, most importantly, is make sure that the car is clean. We've went ahead and taken this to a local car wash to get all the big surface dirt off. Now what we want to do is just make sure that the paint is good and clean with a nice glass and surface cleaner, just to make sure there is no grit or anything on there that could affect our process here. So let me just wipe this down really quick. So that gives us a nice clean surface now. And we can jump in with ScratchPro and use the first step of this, which comes in the red tube. They're each labeled consecutively, step 1, step 2, step 3. And there are 3 pads that correspond with each color, which is each grit level of abrasive for polishing out this blemish. So we're going to start with the red pad first. That corresponds step 1 with the red tube. So we're going to take this, just clip it on the end of our little applicator here. Make sure it's firmly attached. Then we're going to grab our syringe, step number 1 again, make sure they're color coordinated. You don't want to mix these up, that could cause some big trouble. So, uncap it, squeeze a generous amount of the compound onto the pad here. Generous amount, I'm quoting the instructions, so that's a pretty good amount there, I think. Set this down. Now you want to go up to your blemish and just start a gentle swirling action. And keep in mind you have to go over a larger area than just the blemish itself so that you can feather it in when you're done. So we're just going to work it like this here for a few minutes, and we'll see how well this step 1 turns out. Alright, let's check this out now. So we're done with step number 1, the red pad again. So I'm going to remove this from our applicator, and we've got a nice little dish for this to go in. So again, we don't mix the compounds or get any contamination between the pads. And I'm going to grab my glass and surface cleaner again, spritz this area down nicely, and just gently remove as much of that polishing compound as I can to see how well it's going on the first step. You can see it's already drastically reduced the size of that door ding, and we might want to go with just a little bit more of this step 1 product before we move on to step 2. So I've got all of step 1 wiped off the door here, and you can see that it's really cut into the paint. It's tased it over a little bit. That's what we want. It's actually removing that top layer of paint, and we're going to polish it again with steps 2 and 3 to really bring this back to a glossy shine like the rest of the car has. We're going to move on to step 2. That's the yellow pad. Fix that on the applicator here. Not sure what liberal amount is, but that's probably good. So again, it's just a slow circular motion over that same area that we were working on before. This is a finer grit in this paste here, which should help bring back some of the luster of the paint that we cut off with the step number 1. So just wiping the door down again to get all of that residue off from step number 2. And you can see we're bringing back a bit of the paint shine here. Alright, and you can see our little ding is diminished even further after doing step number 2. You can barely make out a little whisker there in the paint. So we're going to try step number 3, the last step in the kit. You know the drill by now. Squeeze some of this stuff on there. Try it again. So I've been polishing this area of the door for about 2 minutes now. So, you guys ready to see what it looks like? See if ScratchPro removed this nasty door ding from Ben's car? Let's check it out. Spray it down. Wipe. Well, can you see it? Can you tell where I was polishing? Just about removed that scratch entirely. There's just a tiny little line there. I don't know if the camera can even make it out. Just a little whisker there, but it's certainly a lot better looking than it was before. Well, we followed the ScratchPro's 3-step procedure, and as you can see, it basically eliminated this minor paint blemish. However, this product is not perfect. You'll also notice that the area we were working in has a lot less luster than the rest of the door. Ben's going to have to go over this with at least a wax to bring that shine back. And also, ScratchPro will not work so well on deeper gouges like we've got on the front door here, where it's all the way down through to the primer. In this instance, you'd have to go over it with a touch-up paint first and then apply the ScratchPro. So, is ScratchPro perfect? Well, not exactly. It's very easy to use and it's quite effective, but you're going to have to do some extra work once you do use it. It's available from ScratchPro.com for about $30.